Hello everyone and welcome to a new video on the Radiator Springs network channel, which is also the first one for 2022 and in a long time. I apologize for that, but I had a lack of motivation, creativity and time. However, I have made some ideas in my head to provide you with content, but don't expect it regularly. But this is a new edition of the PIXAR update, so let's get started. Today we talk about some new pieces of information for the upcoming Disney Plus Cars on the Road series, and I will make some theories. I have been wanting to do this since November, but I have not had some great ideas, but now I have, and I'd like to share them with you. But first of all, I'd like to talk about some general data and ideas as far as releases are concerned. So according to what Get Me Collectibles has said, we will get 3 deluxe cases for the general mainline, and these are normally released every third month, and we got one in February. The next will probably come in May, and then one in August, so that it is possible that the mainline itself could be finished until the end of August, and we could then get the new mainline and the new merchandise for the Disney Plus series in September. And as this merch is always released 1 month in advance of the film or series, it is also legit that the series itself will debut in early October. I have compared it to the Monsters at Work series that was released last year, format-wise, so I guess there will be 10 episodes, each about 20 to 24 minutes long, and the first 2 will probably be released together. Yeah, that's it with the releases. Now I'd like to come to a new character that will be introduced in the series, which is Super Long Car. It will be voiced by Kemma Philby, who has confirmed this information on her Instagram channel. In her post, she has also stated that her character will be Australian. So I thought it could have an indigenous character, and maybe it is this Super Long Car Queen from the Road Warriors poster that has been revealed in November. So maybe these Road Warriors live somewhere in the wilderness and they could be Australian. However, it is also possible that her character is a different one. So I have been searching for some cultural traits of Australia in the internet, and it has been stated that comedy and theater plays a role there. So maybe she's an actress or a comedian. We don't know. There are 2 books that have been found on Amazon.com by The World of Cars. I will link his Instagram channel in the description. These books will be released in August and September respectively. So this also strengthens my theory of the releases. And one of the book's descriptions reads something about new places that will be introduced in the series, or also some scenes and topics that are dealt with. And one of these is a circus. And World of Cars stated that Super Long Car could also appear in the circus, which is a legit assumption too. As Super Long means it is not a usual car, it could be a special one. However, this also reminded me of the Vitaminamolch short film from Planes that was released in 2014 and was about Dusty and Chuck performing a hilarious stunt show on a festival. And I could imagine that the Cars on the Road episode has a similar structure. So the book says that Lightning and Mater will visit the circus. However, I can imagine that Mater bets on something, or he gets into trouble, and then the 2 have to perform a circus show in order to make up for the mistake or whatever Mater has done wrong, and it perfectly fits his character, I guess. Also, this would be a possibility for PIXAR to draw an analogy to the Mater the Greater short film, where Mater was also a stunt racer, and these skills could be used for a circus show. So I am looking forward to this, and I can imagine that the scene itself will be similar. As it suits the Mater character, it would be a nice idea for sure, and I can already see McQueen frightened of what they have to do, but in the end everything will be fine, of course. Also, the book once more talks about a search for Bigfoot and a dinosaur theme park where McQueen and Mater will be part of adventures and new problems. So we got this information actually in November when the wallpapers for these scenes were released as a breakdown for the series. But when I think about Bigfoot, a thing that always comes into my mind is the X-Files series. You may know this one. It is a supernatural series about two FBI agents that deal with supernatural phenomena, and they don't search for Bigfoot himself but for other monsters, and they also talk about Bigfoot. And I highly recommend you to watch this series as it has always been interesting and exciting. If you have Disney Plus, get there and watch the series. It is fantastic. This actually does not have to do anything with my theory about the Bigfoot episode, but I can imagine that McQueen and Mater may be exhausted and then have a campfire. Maybe there's also another car. It could be an indigenous one too, because those are always known for some great myth and legends. So who knows if there is a car who tells Mater and McQueen about Bigfoot, and then Mater gets the idea to search for Bigfoot in the woods. It suits the Mater character once more. Maybe they also stand around the campfire and Mater hears a noise, then tells McQueen a story about Bigfoot, or they have met a car that told them about it, and Mater then draws the analogy that it has to be Bigfoot. And I think this could also become a great episode for the series. I'm looking forward to it, and if my theory may become true. And the last place that is mentioned are the Salt Flats. There will be a race. When the word Salt Flats is mentioned, I have to think about the Rocket Racer diecast line. This is also about racing on the Salt Flats, so who knows if there isn't a tiny analogy. However, I assume that Mater and McQueen could meet a new car on the Salt Flats, and maybe Mater bets or McQueen is challenged and says, of course I can race there, and then they have a race together. But it is also possible that they meet a well-known character, so we don't know. However, I think that both ways are possible, either a new or an old character. McQueen is challenged and then they race on the Salt Flats. Yeah, so you were left with some pessimistic thoughts by me in November when I talked about the breakdown of these wallpapers, but this was due to the fact that I hadn't discovered this Disney media page where the names of these posters were mentioned, and I could not draw any connection to this dinosaur thing, and I was not happy with this. However, I think that the Bigfoot episode, the Circus episode, and also the one with the Salt Flats could become some great ones, and all in all, I am optimistic that we will get some awesome episodes for the show. I hope they won't be too childish, but the duo of McQueen and Mater is the perfect base for a good show, and I am sure we will have some great weeks to watch these episodes, to talk about them in videos by any YouTuber, and to enjoy the merchandise for the series. And I'm super happy we will get new Cars content, as it has been 5 years ago that the last movie has been released, and since then we only got these two tiny PIXAR popcorn episodes. Anyways, thank you very much for watching this edition of the PIXAR update. We will see again soon. Bye!